Do you ever feel like your mind is a chaotic browser with 20 tabs open and you have no idea where the music is coming from? Imagine if you could press pause, focus on just one tab, and let your subconscious reveal the answers you've been searching for. Well, that's exactly what hypnosis feels like, minus the chaos, of course. Welcome back to the Awaken Mind podcast. I'm Shannon Rollins, your host, hypnotherapist, and guide to this amazing, transformative world of the subconscious mind. So far on this podcast, we've explored some fascinating topics. We've started with a high-level overview of the mind, breaking down how your subconscious and conscious mind works together. Then we dove into family dynamics, exploring imposter syndrome with expert guests, and unpacked some of the ways our past shapes us. Now, I'm thrilled to introduce you to our next big chapter, our next big series, if you will, of the Awaken Mind podcast, which is our hypnosis educational series. This is where we'll uncover what hypnosis is, how it works, and why it's such a powerful tool for transformation. After that, we'll roll into the manifestation series just in time for the new year to show you how to align your energy with intentions and your goals and to attract the things you want to attract in your life, especially for 2025, or if you're listening down the road, whatever year that you're in. And then we'll head into our anxiety series featuring tools, tips, insights from a variety of experts to help you calm the chaos in your mind. Now, if you're a returning listener, thank you for being here. And if this is your first episode, welcome. You're diving in at the perfect time. So let's get started with today's topic, hypnosis. Now, my first experience with hypnosis was when I was handling some issues with what do I do with my life? I'm not fulfilled. And I was also grieving at the same time. So I don't know what led me. I can't even remember what really led me to look up hypnosis, but I knew that I didn't really want a traditional therapy route because I wasn't in a place where I really wanted to talk about my problems. I just wanted to dive within and start to discover, is there something deeper that can help me solve this issue? And so when I went to my mentor, she was the one who was able to help me really understand, and from a very, very deep level of mind, where certain patterns and behaviors and things were coming from. When I opened my eyes after that very first session that I had with my hypnotherapist, the very first words that came out of my mouth was, "Holy crap." I was blown away. I felt like I had accomplished like 10 years of therapy in one session. And after that, I was a goner. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm in, I'm ready, let's go. And I enrolled in school that very first day. It's amazing because the hypnotherapist I'm speaking of now, she's actually still my mentor and she helps guide me and business decisions as I move forward. So it's a really beautiful relationship that we've developed. I call her my hypno mama. So really want to dive into, though, especially if you haven't experienced hypnosis before. And sometimes people will experience hypnosis and they won't really understand what's going on a deeper level of mind. And if you haven't listened to the last episode, our very last episode, I actually recorded a hypnotic programming session. It's a session designed to help you go into a more relaxed brainwave and to reprogram the mind for change. And so if you haven't been able to listen to that, then listen to this episode first, kind of get a better understanding of what to expect, a little more education surrounding hypnosis, and then go back to episode 6 and listen to that because it's really going to help you settle in. It's going to help you relax, and you're going to see what a beautiful thing hypnosis can bring, especially if you're starting to use self-hypnosis every single day. You ready to dive in? Okay, let's go. So, what is hypnosis? Let's start with the simplest explanation. It's a natural state of focused attention and relaxation. The way that I describe it with my clients is like when you're driving down the highway, suddenly realize you don't remember the last 5 miles, which happens to me a lot, but you somehow manage to stay in your lane. That's called highway hypnosis, for example. That's considered a light trance, trance state, where your subconscious takes over while your conscious mind kind of zones out. So, zoning out. Another example of hypnosis is a runner's high. If you're into movement or exercise or hiking or running, if you've ever been in the middle of doing something like that and suddenly you realize all this time has gone by and you've just been so immersed in what you're doing. A lot of my creatives, like art, music, dance, they fall into this really hypnotic, beautiful state of flow. And the time distorts itself in a way because we're in such a relaxed, focused brainwave. And in hypnosis, we intentionally guide you into a similar state of that focus. It's where the noise of everyday life fades. You're able to connect with that deeper, wiser part of your mind, the part that's running the show behind the scenes, if you will. Think of it as opening the door to your mental control room and rewiring the programs that no longer serve you. Because our subconscious mind is giving us clues every single day. Sometimes our subconscious mind will give us clues on something going on through physical body pains. We may be experiencing something that is unexplainable or they can't diagnose in the medical world, and that's because it's considered psychosomatic. When it's psychosomatic, we're not consciously creating an issue, but it's almost like your mind is giving you breadcrumbs on what you need to look at. In addition to, if there's anxiety, negative feelings, there's something going on that your mind is trying to communicate with you. Because oftentimes those emotions are really uncomfortable. And I don't like to say good or bad because they're helpful. They help us understand what's going on internally and in our external environment and what's aligned for us and what maybe we need to process or what may be coming up for us. So there's always a purpose and a reason for something to come up, but it's starting to get comfortable with some discomfort and understanding our mind and understanding ourselves better. Think of your mind like a computer. Your conscious mind is the desktop where you see your files, your apps, what you're actively aware of. Your subconscious, however, is the operating system running behind the scenes. It's controlling the programs you don't think about, like habits, fears, automatic responses. And then hypnosis is like a software update. Like it rewires outdated programs and installs more supportive, productive ones, all while your conscious mind takes a break. So if you think of it this way, if you were sitting in front of your laptop, iPad, computer, and if you've had a situation where maybe something wasn't connecting, like your keyboard wasn't typing or it was going slow or your mouse was going very, very slow, but you see the thing happening on your computer and you can't change it, you can't stop it. That's oftentimes what my clients experience and what I've experienced in the past is I know what's happening and I don't know how to change it. Like I know how I'm feeling, but how do I change it? And so working with a hypnotist or hypnotherapist can really serve to give you the tool to access that by using the creative part of your mind. Because when we are in those more relaxed brain waves, in those brain waves is where true change can occur. And I've talked about this a little bit previously in episode 1 of the overview of the subconscious mind. So that's going to pair as a wonderful episode with this one, because then it begs the question, well, what can we do about it? That's great about the subconscious mind. What can we do about this? And when it comes to hypnosis, we have regular brainwave states that fluctuate throughout the day, whether we're daydreaming or in highway hypnosis, we are heightened and focused, or we're having massive anxiety or panic, or we're sleeping. And in those brainwaves are alpha, theta, and delta. Now, beta is just us. That's the heightened state. And high beta is like highly anxious and highly alert. Like there's something happening. There's something going on. So when we're able to really slip into those deeper brain waves, that's technically a state of hypnosis. And it's also a meditative state. Now, the difference between meditation and hypnosis is in hypnosis, we're using specific types of language patterns, different types of tools and techniques that's going to get the outcome that you want. So you're really going in with a problem to solve and an outcome. So we're able to really trust that part of the mind to solve our issues for us. Make sense? Awesome. Now let's bust some myths because Hollywood has not done hypnosis any favors. Hypnosis is not mind control. Listen, I can't make you cluck like a chicken unless you really want to cluck like a chicken. If that's your goal, then we can make it happen. But we will not do something that we don't want to do in a state of hypnosis. You're always in control during hypnosis. In fact, you can't be hypnotized into doing something that goes against those morals and your beliefs. For example, I can't have someone come in and say, make her fall in love with me if it's another person or vice versa. Otherwise, I would be sipping Mai Tais in Hawaii. It's not necessarily magic, but you have the magic within you. You have the power within you. And it's also not sleep. I always say to my clients, deeply relaxed, never asleep. Even though the word hypnosis comes from the Greek word for sleep, you're actually in a heightened state of awareness during a session. You're so relaxed that your conscious mind steps back, but you're still fully aware of everything happening. If anything, it's like putting your conscious mind on a comfy couch with a cup of tea while your subconscious does all the heavy lifting. Yeah. So, some of those most common myths that I tend to see my clients experience is that we are out of control, that the hypnotherapist is controlling you. Not true, like I said. And now, some other myths that I tend to notice people ask me, especially when I'm on calls with them, is that you can get stuck in hypnosis. This one kind of always makes me laugh because it's impossible to get stuck in hypnosis. If for any reason the session were to stop suddenly, you'd either wake up naturally or drift into a normal, refreshing sleep. We're doing this every day when we're going to sleep anyways. It would be like saying that you can get stuck sleeping. Unless you're Sleeping Beauty, I don't know that I've noticed anyone doing that. But also the other thing is that only the weak-minded can be hypnotized. In fact, studies show that people with a strong focus and creative imaginations are the easiest to hypnotize. And hypnosis is actually a skill that your mind learns, and everyone can benefit with practice. So I have some people say, I can't be hypnotized. And I'll say, give me just a couple sessions. And it's actually you teaching your mind to relax more. That's all it is. And when it comes to this, you have much more power when you're able to teach your mind how to relax. It's a skill that is lifelong and amazing because it could help you solve a lot of problems. Another myth that I hear people say is that it's all fake or just placebo. While belief plays a role in the effectiveness of any practice, scientific studies, and I'll share one shortly, have shown that it creates measurable changes in the brain. It's very real and incredibly powerful. Okay, science nerds, this part's for you. Hypnosis works because it taps into the brain's actual ability to focus and create change. Those waves shifting from those busy beta waves, like the go-go mode, to slower alpha and theta waves, which are associated with deep relaxation and creativity, that's where the magic happens. The magic. One of the most famous studies on hypnosis was conducted at Stanford University by Dr. David Spiegel. And in this study, participants were placed in a hypnotic state and asked to imagine changes in their bodies, such as feeling warmth in one hand. And brain imaging revealed that participants experienced actual changes in blood flow and brain activity consistent with their imagined sensations. This research demonstrated that hypnosis isn't just about thinking something, it literally changes how your brain processes information and responds to stimuli. It's a powerful tool for pain management, stress relief, even rewiring deep-seated habits. And the best way that I could describe this is If you've ever heard someone talk about lice before, I can tell you right now, me talking about lice, I'm even creating it in my hair. Like I'm creating the sensation in the feeling. And you may be too. You may be as well. I'm sorry for that. It could release now. But picture this: your mind is like a garden. Your conscious mind is the gardener, planting seeds and thoughts and actions. But your subconscious, that's the soil. If the soil's packed with old weeds, limiting beliefs, or habits, it doesn't matter how many good seeds you plant. Hypnosis is like tilling the soil, pulling out the weeds, making room for new, healthy growth. It's the ultimate mental landscaping, essentially. And if you remember episode 1, we talked about the subconscious mind, that powerhouse beneath the surface that's responsible for 95% of your thoughts and behaviors. Hypnosis is actually one of the most effective ways to access the subconscious, allowing you to create lasting change, upgrading the software of your mind, if you will. Well, and what's really cool is that in the next episode, I'm going to be doing a longer episode interviewing an expert guest who is also a hypnotherapist and a psychotherapist located in the Orlando area. And we're going to be diving in the differences between hypnotherapy and psychotherapy, which one you may be leaning towards and which one you should try, or if you should be doing both simultaneously. Because what many people will do is they will come to me and also go to a regular talk therapist, or vice versa. So I hope this was super, super helpful for you. And if you're curious to try it for yourself, whether you're looking to kick a bad habit, to ease anxiety, or just feel more aligned with your purpose, hypnosis can help. Book a session with me and let's explore the incredible power of the subconscious together. Trust me, your mind will thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to the Subconscious Mind podcast. I really, really am looking forward to our mental landscaping together as we continue with all this series. Today was a wonderful overview of everything as we're getting into the Hypnosis series, and I look forward to talking with you guys soon. Okay, bye for now.